Especially if you're a first-time parent, childbirth can be a really daunting experience. And it's no surprise because the way that childbirth is portrayed in the media and movies can be really scary. Hi, my name's Gemma. I'm a first-time parent myself. Today I'm going to share with you my top tips for ensuring that you have as positive a birth experience as possible. My first tip is to familiarize yourself with the location where you will be having your baby. I had my baby in a hospital, and because of a few complications, I'd actually spent quite a bit of time there before her birth. I also did some antenatal classes in that same hospital. By the time I was 38 weeks and it was time to be induced, I felt so familiar in that hospital. I knew all of the staff, I knew every amenity that they had, and I felt really safe in that space. Many hospitals will offer that you can go on a tour, you can familiarize yourself with the layout of the hospital, as well as little things just like where to park your car. All of these little things are just going to make you feel a little bit less stressed, a little bit safer and more at home when it comes time to give birth. My second tip is to let go of any birth plans. While it's okay to have a plan of how you would like things to go, so much of it is out of your control. What I like to say instead is that you can have birth preferences. This way you're not so attached to your plan that if something goes off course, that it's going to completely derail you. It's better to have the attitude and the mindset of, I'm going to go with the flow and I'm going to let nature take its course as it will, and I'm going to have help there if I need it. My third tip, which you're already doing by watching this video, is to immerse yourself in a positive birth mindset. Fill your head with positive birth stories, podcasts, videos, anything you can get your hands on. And then on the flip side of that, if you see something on TV that's portraying childbirth in a scary, horrific way, where they're in pain and screaming and all of that dramatization, switch it off. You don't need to see that. Next on the list is having clear boundaries. This is something that's really important to think about beforehand and discuss with your partner. Things like how many people are going to be allowed to visit you each day after your birth, who is going to be in the room with you when you're in labor. And this is a really good job to give to your partner so that they can enforce that when you're looking after your newborn baby. As well as that, if there's people you know that are going to cause you additional stress while you're in labor or after birth, you really don't need those people there. I would suggest finding a way to just gently say, we're only going to have these people here, please respect our boundaries, and you'll be able to meet our little one in good time. My next tip is to learn as much as you can about the birth process. I really listened to a lot of podcasts and read as much as I could about the birth process so that I knew what I could expect in any different circumstance. If you're in labor and all of a sudden they say you need to have a cesarean, you need to use a vacuum, or you need to have this drug or that drug, and you don't know what it means, it can be quite overwhelming. So to go into childbirth with that knowledge is really important. The next tip is to ask questions. This is another really good thing to discuss with your partner beforehand, and perhaps you can give them this job while you're in labor. If you are told again that you need a certain procedure or you need a certain medication, learn to ask questions like, what are the benefits of this? What are the negatives to this? Also, what happens if we do nothing? Having someone who can ask these questions and advocate for you is really helpful to ensure that you feel empowered throughout your birth and you're not just letting it happen to you. And my last tip is to learn about your pelvic floor. I definitely think I would not have been able to have a vaginal birth if I had not seen a pelvic floor specialist and learned how to actually contract and release those muscles. I also really believe that this helped me to give birth to her with very minimal tearing. My pelvic floor specialist was awesome. She gave me special sort of visualization techniques that I could do to learn how to use these muscles correctly and when to use them during childbirth. So that's it for my tips for a positive childbirth experience. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of it, and I wish you all the best on your birth journey.